Hi everyone, it's Joe Kanema once again from the Zamchat podcast, and today we're going to be looking at another interesting topic. Last time we looked at before you buy a retail pharmacy business, some of the things that you look at before you buy a retail pharmacy business, but this time around we are going to be looking at before you start a retail pharmacy business. What are some of the things that you need to look at? So maybe we can look at this in a two-part series, and hopefully that you'll be able to pick up something from that. So the first thing first to note before you start a retail pharmacy business is that you first need to understand what a retail pharmacy business is all about. You first need to understand also, very, very important, what pharmacy is all about. Okay, what is involved in the field of pharmacy, what is a retail pharmacy in short. So basically, in a nutshell, a retail pharmacy is a specialized retail store. It's like any other retail store that you see around, but in a retail pharmacy the catch is that it is specialized. So basically the items or the commodities that are sold in a retail pharmacy are a little bit different, or they're specialized as compared to other commodities or other items that are found in any other retail store. So that is very, very important for you to understand. So what are these specialized commodities or specialized items? Okay, basically these are medications, medical consumables. They are specialized in such a way that they require special instructions or basically informations for a customer, for a person to be able to use them. So that is very, very important to understand, especially if you want to go into the retail pharmacy business. And you also need to understand the personnel that are involved in running a retail pharmacy business. Obviously, you also need to understand the law surrounding the running of retail pharmacy businesses. And obviously, we'll be able to go into that. So, what are some of the types of pharmacy that are out there? Obviously, of course, we've got retail pharmacy, but we also have wholesale pharmacy. Wholesale pharmacies are they stock quantities they stock products in large quantities, and they supply retail pharmacies. They also supply hospital pharmacies. So basically a hospital pharmacy is just like a retail pharmacy, but in this case it is located in a hospital setup. So you also have other fields of pharmacy, but we're basically not going to go into that, but I think those are the ones that are of particular interest. So number one, what you need to do is basically conduct a research, or do what we call a market research for the particular business that you want to do. If you want to open a retail pharmacy business, do a research. Why do you want to open this particular retail pharmacy? In which area do you want to open this particular retail pharmacy? What need is it going to serve in this particular area or particular community that you want to open this retail pharmacy? So all those are basically questions that you are going to answer even as you do your market research, and what particular products are you going to be stocking. So this particular research will be able to help you basically to understand or have a little bit more in-depth in this particular business that you are going to go into. Number two is that you need to obviously conduct a business plan, or do a business plan. Why is it so important for you to do a business plan? Is that a business plan is going to help you to describe your business, and also it will help you to have an insight of what the pharmaceutical industry is all about, which people are on the market, which players are there. Obviously, those are going to be your competitors, which competitors are on the market. It is also going to help you to look at the weakness and the strength of your business. For instance, it will also be able to help you look at the pricing modules and how are you going to be pricing your commodities. It will also help you to have an insight or basically a forecast of your business, maybe the next 6 months, in the next 1 year, the next 2 years. You basically have that forecast and be able to plan ahead and how you are going to be able to grow your business. So it's very, very important that you conduct a business, that you conduct a research, and you also do a business plan as well before you open a retail pharmacy, because it's very, very important. And I think most of the times people that are opening or that open retail pharmacies, that they overlook some of these things, such as market research and business plan, but it's very, very important. Why is that you're going to create a solid background that is going to help you even before you open your business. So number 3 is obviously you look at your funding. I may not be able to go into detail on that one, but obviously you need to understand whether and on how you are going to have your funding. You basically at your capital. How are you going to raise your capital? Basically, are you raising your capital? Is it through your savings? Are you raising your capital through a loan from somebody or from the bank or something? And I would actually encourage you to start your retail pharmacy business with a loan. But what sort of other funding mechanisms have you put in place? Obviously, that is up to you as an entrepreneur to look into before you start your retail pharmacy business. Another thing that is very, very important for you to consider is location. Location is very, very important. It's basically visibility. It's an issue and a matter to do with visibility. Location is very, very important in a sense that if your location is very difficult, if people are finding it very difficult or customers are finding it very difficult to locate your store, it means that they are not going to come to your store. So location is very, very important. You need to have a location where it will be easy for your customers to locate you. It's also easy for your customers, for your vendors, for your suppliers to also be able to locate you and come to where you are. Not just the customers, but the location is very, very important, because you also have vendors and also suppliers that need to locate your store and to locate where you are. So it's very, very important. Also think about the staff that you're going to recruit. Is it going to be easy for them to get to the place of work? That is also very, very important. Another important thing to look at when you are considering location is the parking space. You also need to attract people that are driving, people that are in transit. Are they able to park where your retail pharmacy is located? Very, very important to also look at issues to do with the parking space in and around your retail pharmacy. So location is one of those things that I consider the big 3 when it comes to opening your retail pharmacy. Obviously, location number 1. Number 2 is an issue to do with the stock. So stock is also part of the big 3 that I call myself big 3. And the last thing is to do with the personnel, the human resource that you have in your retail pharmacy. These are the 3, I consider the 3 most important things when you are starting your retail pharmacy and when you are running your retail pharmacy. Very, very important. So it is also important to look at the business structure. So like we earlier said, a retail pharmacy business is a specialized business. Why? Because you are selling specialized commodities. So you need a certain kind of people, a certain kind of professionals to manage and run that retail pharmacy. So in the structure, obviously, you need to understand that you need a pharmacist to be able to run and manage your retail pharmacy. You also need a pharmacy technologist who sort of plays the role of an assistant to the pharmacist. But in and above that, you may also need a cashier, or you may also need cleaners. You may need an accountant. You may need a human resource manager, a marketing manager or marketing team. It basically depends on how big your business is, and can you be able to take up as many human resource as possible. So it depends on so many things. The other important thing as well is choosing the name of your retail pharmacy. Remember, if you see most of retail pharmacies, they have a first name, and then they also have the name pharmacy embedded in them. So it is also very, very important, even when you go to Pakra, when you are registering your retail pharmacy business name, ensure that you have that name pharmacy in your business name. So it could be any name, or you can choose your name or whatever creative name that you have in mind, but just ensure that it's easy to pronounce, it's easy to remember, is not similar to the name of a competitor that is already out there. So you want to ensure that you have a unique name, a name that is unique, but of course a name also that is catchy, that people are easily going to remember. So that is very, 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 very important. Another important aspect as well when it comes to retail pharmacy business is the designing of the store, designing of this particular business or the store. Already, like we already mentioned, this is a specialized store. So even in the way that we design the shop itself, it is also in a certain way that you normally don't see in any other retail outlet out there. So pharmacies have got a certain way in which they are designed because of the nature that is prescribed by regulatory authorities. So you need to also ensure that you have a good a carpenter or a good plumber that is going to do works for you in terms of designing the front shop, designing what we call the dispensary, designing the office, designing the shelvings, do your branding. Do you want a 3D branding design or 2D, or what do you want to design? It's very, very important also that you engage a consultant before you do your designing, because there are so many things that go into place, and when the regulator comes to inspect, you do not want to fail the inspection. You want to ensure that you pass the inspection. So it's very, very important that you engage a pharmaceutical consultant, somebody that can be able to assist you design the best place in terms of the retail pharmacy outlet. Another thing that you're supposed to put in consideration, this is something that we already touched in when we were looking at before you buy a retail pharmacy. You need to understand the laws that govern the regulation of retail pharmacies in Zambia. So if you haven't seen that video, you may have to go back and just be able to refresh yourself and be able to see some of these laws that you need to follow before you operate or before you open a retail pharmacy business. Very, very important that you follow these guidelines, or you follow the law. Another important thing, which is last but not the least, is you need to open a bank account. Obviously, after you register your business name, you register your company, and obviously you register with all these other regulators in place, the council, the ZRA, and NAPSA and everything, ZAMRA. Also, the most important thing is also you need to open a business a business account that is going to be able to help you to manage your business. I've seen this, and most people normally don't take this seriously. They'll start running a business, but there's no account for it. So how are you going to manage? You don't want to mix your personal finances with your business's finances. So it's very, very important that you put that into consideration. So we've come to the end of this. I think, I've done it in one video, so we're not going to have a part 2, but I hope that this is going to help you even as you decide to open your retail pharmacy. If you have got any questions or anything like that, be sure to comment, ask questions, and we'll be able to respond to you. Thank you.